Hi, Dr Dreets. It's the 2nd of July 2025 and you are finally a doctor successfully passing your Viva.
For those of you who are less familiar with the UK PhD grading system, you have two examiners, one internal and one external to your university, who read through your thesis and then give you an oral examination known as a defence or Viva in Latin, where they discuss, critique and improve your thesis, firstly to ensure that you actually wrote it, secondly to make sure that the research is sound, and thirdly to see whether it is of sufficient quality for you to get a philosophy doctor. Mine took around 4 hours, and to celebrate my lab signed this lab coat, had a few beers and a bite to eat, and since I started growing out my hair at the start of the PhD, to symbolise the end, I cut a little bit off with a knife that I got in Tokyo back in 2022, which I bought with my first ever international conference prize money. Now that it's over, let's give an overview of what actually went down. Firstly, by setting the stage with an extract from my thesis preface. Reading mathematics at the University of Cambridge Peterhouse was a dream come true. The reality, however, was closer to insomnia, and although I wouldn't change those moments for the world, after 5 years in the Natural Sciences Masters, the once vibrant flame for academia had turned to mere embers. But never say never. After a few years of working as a quantity developer back in my hometown of London, the academic cinders flickered once again. The PhD years. Year 1, the year of adventure. I began my PhD by moving into good enough college, my home for the next 4 years. The first thing that struck me was the location. I had to walk at most 15 minutes to get to pretty much anywhere I needed to throughout my PhD. And although I had lived in London all of my life, it was the first time I felt like a true Londoner, simply rolling out of bed and going for runs down the Thames. May I also remind you we were coming off the tail end of the COVID-19 pandemic, which meant people were dying for social connection, myself included. Every day I would either be chilling with existing friends or attempting to make new ones, going on multiple dates a week and travelling around the world. It was also the year I submitted and published my first paper, a milestone for any academic, the perfect way to wrap up the year and move on to year 2, the year of achievement. Coming off the momentum of a few summer conferences, I locked the fuck in and quickly published my second and third first author papers by Christmas, and then got my fourth into the Best Medical AI conference, where I also ran a computer vision challenge, which eventually became my fifth paper. Moreover, my research was recognised by the media, and so I was interviewed by multiple news outlets. This was also the year I made a really tight-knit group of friends at Good Enough, who I hung out with almost every day. Plus I ran the kickboxing club and open mic nights, beginning my stand-up career. Oh, I also ran a marathon in under 4 hours, which would have been faster had I not torn my meniscus 2/3 in, leading to surgery, and year 3, the year of pain. I lost my father, the worst day of my life. And that emotional pain, in addition to the weight of estate admin and the physical pain from the aforementioned knee surgery, brought me to the lowest of lows. But the show must go on. I wrote my 6th paper, became a freeman, and travelled a little. The slow recovery process had begun as we venture into year 4, the year of reset. Academically, my final year was spent finishing the PhD and tying up the various loose ends of my research. Emotionally, saying goodbye to my father again at the Hindu funeral in India and moving on with my life. Starting a new job, going on dates again, and physically, after a year of physio and checkups, finally able to get back into sport. The last 4 years have vanished like snow during British winter, beautiful yet fleeting. Coding in my bedroom, collecting data in the hospital, demonstrations in the lab. It's been a wild rollercoaster. There are far too many people to thank, but a special shout out to my family by both blood and water. You've always given me your unconditional support. To the Wyatt legends, 2 decades in and many more to come. To the Peterhouse boys, across countries, but we still put in the effort. And to the friends I've made at Good Enough College during this PhD. You've really made the day-to-day much more exciting, from the melodrama to the mundane. Finally, to my colleagues at University College London from the Hawkes Institute, the National Hospital for Neurology and Neurosurgery, and the Institute of Health Informatics. The many quiz nights, pub drinks, and conferences have made the long days tolerable. So, after 13 and a half years since uploading my first video on this Dr. Dreets YouTube channel, I can officially call myself Dr. Dreets. I don't know what that 16-year-old version of me would think of the 30-year-old version, but I hope he's proud. Academically, socially, and about vlogging itself, I don't think he expected to be uploading videos for this long. But genuinely, it has been one of the great pleasures of my life, seeing myself evolve across the years. I think it's best said by the Doctor. We all change. When you think about it, we are all different people all through our lives, and that's okay. That's good. You gotta keep moving, so long as you remember all the people that you used to be. I will not forget one line of this. Not one day. I swear. I will always remember when the Doctor was me. See you in the near future, Adrito.